I watched a $90,000 BMW get towed from my neighbor's driveway last Tuesday. 3 days later, his house went up for sale. He's not alone. Right now, in your city, luxury cars are being repossessed at rates we haven't seen since 2008. Credit card delinquencies just hit a 12-year high. The average car payment is now $750 a month for people making $60,000 a year. The math doesn't math. For 3 years, we lived through the greatest fake wealth era in history. People weren't getting richer. They were getting better at pretending. And now, the bill has arrived.
That's right, everything is fine.
In the next 12 minutes, I'm showing you the hard data that proves the status economy is collapsing, why 2025 is the year of the great deleveraging, and how to position yourself to not just survive, but profit from the crash. This is the story nobody on CNBC will tell you. Let's start with the most visible collapse. The car market. In 2021, during the stimulus era, used car prices went insane. A 2019 Honda Civic was selling for more than it cost new. People thought they were investing. They weren't. They were buying depreciating assets at the peak of a bubble. Fast forward to today. Used car prices have dropped 30% from their peak. But here's the problem. The loans didn't disappear. Right now, 6 million Americans are over 60 days late on their car payments. That's up 28% from last year. And these aren't subprime buyers. This is the middle class. The average new car payment is now $750 per month. The average used car payment, $560. For context, the median rent in America is $1,400. So let me do the math for you. If you're paying $750 for a car, $1,400 for rent, that's $2,150 before food, insurance, or anything else. That requires a take-home pay of around $5,000 a month, or $75,000 a year after taxes. The median household income is $75,000 before taxes. The math doesn't work, and now the banks know it. Auto lending standards are the tightest they've been in a decade. If you have a sub-700 credit score, you're not getting a loan. And if you already have one, they're coming for the car. Here's what they won't tell you on Instagram. If you have a car payment over $600, you're not middle class. You're a debt servant with a nice driveway. This is the same pattern we saw in 2008, except it's not mortgages this time. It's everything, and cars are just the beginning. While everyone was watching the car market, credit card debt quietly became a $1.2 trillion time bomb, and it's about to explode. The average American now carries $6,500 in credit card debt at 22% interest, which is the current average that costs $1,400 a year just in interest. You're not paying down the principal. You're renting your own money. But here's where it gets darker. Gen Z and millennials don't even use credit cards anymore. They use buy now, pay later. Apps like Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay. It sounds harmless. Split it into 4 payments. But the data shows that BNPL users are 3 times more likely to overdraft their bank accounts. They're spending money they don't have on things they don't need, and the debt is invisible until it's not. Right now, BNPL delinquencies are rising faster than any other consumer credit category. And unlike credit cards, these loans can't be discharged in bankruptcy easily in many cases. Here's the pattern. Someone buys a $200 jacket on Afterpay. 4 payments of $50. Sounds fine. But then they do it 6 more times across different apps. Now, they've got $1,200 in hidden monthly payments scattered across platforms. They don't feel in debt. until their bank account hits 2 weeks before payday. This is financial death by 1,000 swipes, and it's accelerating. So why did this happen? Why did an entire generation choose to look rich instead of be rich? Because we weaponized status. In the success stacking philosophy, we call this negative leverage. It's when you use debt, which is a tool, to buy things that lose value. A $70,000 truck that'll be worth $40,000 in 3 years. A $3,000 handbag that you'll sell for $800. Clothes, watches, dinners you can't remember. Real wealth uses leverage to buy things that go up. Real estate that generates rent. Businesses that generate profit. Investments that compound. But here's the trap. We live in the first era where your status is quantified in real time. Likes, followers, views. Your brain gets a dopamine hit from validation, and companies figured out how to monetize that addiction. You're not buying a car. You're buying the 12 seconds of dopamine when your coworker sees it in the parking lot. You're not buying a vacation. You're buying the 48 hours of Instagram engagement. The product isn't the product. The product is the feeling of being perceived as successful. And that feeling, it's expensive as hell. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. In 2019, fake it till you make it was a strategy. In 2025, it's financial suicide. The economy that rewarded appearance over substance is dead. And the people still playing that game? They're about to find out what happens when the music stops. But it's not just cars and credit cards. The passive income dream is also imploding. Let me tell you about the Airbnb trap. From 2020 to 2022, millions of people watched TikTok videos telling them to buy properties, rent them on Airbnb, retire early. It sounded perfect. Use the bank's money, let tourists pay your mortgage, profit. So they did. They bought second homes, third homes. Some people built entire portfolios of short-term rentals. There was just one problem. It only works in a perfect economy. Today, travel is softening. Corporate travel is down 30% from pre-pandemic levels because of Zoom. Leisure travel is getting expensive, so people are staying home. And cities like New York, Austin, and Nashville have started regulating short-term rentals out of existence. The result? Properties that were profitable at 70% occupancy are now sitting at 40%. The mortgage payment is $3,500. The revenue is $2,000. The math is broken. And here's the kicker. You can't just sell your way out. Because 50,000 other Airbnb owners are trying to do the same thing. Inventory is spiking. Prices are falling. This is the fake rich trap at scale. Buying assets that require everything to go right. And when it doesn't, you don't have passive income. You have an expensive second job you can't quit. The laptop lifestyle influencers didn't tell you this part, but the foreclosure notices will. Okay, enough doom. Let's talk about what you actually do. Because here's the thing. A collapse isn't bad if you're positioned correctly. It's a transfer of wealth from the unprepared to the prepared. So, how do you prepare? Rule number 1, kill the status tax immediately. Go through your expenses right now. Anything you own to impress other people. That's a liability disguised as an asset. The $800 car payment, the $200 dinners, the designer logo you're renting from your future self. Cut it. All of it. In 2025, flexing is financially dangerous. The people still doing it are hemorrhaging money to maintain an illusion. Rule number 2, build a cash position. I know. Cash is trash. Inflation is eating it. Wrong. In a deleveraging event, cash is king. When assets are on sale, the people with liquidity win. I use Wise to hold cash in multiple currencies and avoid bank fees while keeping it accessible. Link below. Your goal? 6 months of expenses in cash. Minimum. This isn't being scared. This is being strategic. Rule number 3. Short the bubble. Here's the truth. You don't have to just watch the collapse. You can profit from it. I use TradingView to track which sectors are bleeding. Auto lenders, consumer discretionary, commercial real estate. When you see the data before it hits CNBC, you can position yourself accordingly. You stop being a victim of the market and start being a participant. Link in the description for TradingView. This is what professionals use, not the garbage on Robinhood. Rule number 4. Start stacking real assets. When the dust settles, real assets will be on sale. But you can only buy them if you have cash and no debt. That's the whole game. The fake rich bought liabilities and called them assets. The actually rich are about to buy real assets at a 50% discount. Here's what's happening right now. We're in the middle of the great sorting. On one side, people who spent the last 3 years buying status. They're over-leveraged, underwater, and panicking. On the other side, people who spent the last 3 years building real wealth. They're liquid, patient, and ready. The system is separating the performers from the pretenders, and it's brutal. But it's also the greatest opportunity in a decade. The era of fake it till you make it is over. The bill has arrived. And everyone who is playing pretend is about to find out what real consequences feel like. Don't be that person. Sell the liabilities. Kill the status tax. Build the cash position. Stack the real assets. And when everyone else is panicking in 2025, you'll be buying. The exact tools I use, TradingView for data, Wise for cash management, are linked below. These aren't ads. These are the actual platforms I use every single day. Subscribe to Success Stacking, because next week I'm showing you which industry collapses next. And trust me, you're not ready for it. This is the new code. Welcome.